Okay. This video is to let me help you remember. And what I'm going to teach you is how to remember things if you have memory problems, such as I, and it helped me a lot. And this is the way we're going to do this is we're going to organize thoughts. We're going to create things and we're going to refer to them as files. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to start with 5 files in my kitchen. And what I consider files are things that are in my kitchen. And I'm going to do them in a systematic order because that helps a lot. Trust me. In my kitchen, I have a bar, I have a sink, I have a stove, I have a refrigerator, and I have a pot rack that hangs from the top. Now, each one of those now are considered files. There are 5 files. Now, in these 5 files, I'm going to attach something to them I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And these are drugs. I'm studying pharmacy, so it makes sense for me to use drugs as an example. My bar, I'm adding Vicodin to it. And Vicodin is a drug for pain, and I guess most people are familiar with it, but they use it for a lot of other things, especially people in bars. You know, a lot of them use it for recreational use, and they abuse it. But even still, the bar in my kitchen, I associate that with Vicodin, which now, if I need to know a certain drug on a list, I start in order, starting with number one, my bar, and easily. I think of my bar, I think of Vicodin. Next is my sink. I added the file Prentice to it. That's file number two in my kitchen as a sink. Printerville, I associate that with me walking to my apartment. I see this handsome prince who done got in my apartment some kind of way, drunk as hell, filling up in my sink, spitting up, and then talking about, oh, Prince, I'm from the Ville. I'm the prince from the Ville. Well, honey, you hot now. You gotta get your drunken ass out of here and go back to the Ville. Printerville. Easy for me to remember. I visualize it. You probably visualizing it too. Associated that to my sink, which is my number two file in my kitchen. My number three file is the stove. For me, it's a more of a personal relation. So my last name is Zeno. I cook over my stove. The sound Zeno, Core. Zocor is a drug. It just works for me. If you were using it, the same files that I'm using, you would have, and you were doing that drug, you would have to find a way to make it work for you. But Zocor works for me. The next file in my kitchen is my stove. My refrigerator. But the drug I associate with that is Synthroid. And I think of thyroid. I mean, Synthroid is a thyroid medicine. Um, and it's synthetic. So most synthetic medicines go in the refrigerator. Synthroid. It was easy for me. Next, my final file is the hot rack I have hanging over my sink and my bar. It's file number 5. And I just see in that pot rack a mop hanging on. Someone hangs a mop over where my freaking pots go. And then, my friends, they like to fish. Imagine them catching a seal and hanging it up there with the mop. Oh, hell no. But if you put it together, you got a mop and a seal. What does that sound like? A mop seal. Total relation, easy to remember, no effort at all. You need no flashcards. If you were to have to remember something, all you have to do, first and foremost, before you even try to remember anything, come up with your own files. And they can be as long or as short as you like. I have 50 house files. I use my kitchen twice. I use my living room twice. I have 2 bedrooms, so I use both of them twice. But I can't call, like I can call my kitchen, kitchen one, kitchen two, because I'm using it twice. So first time in the kitchen, the first 5 files. Second time, my other 5 files is my red wall, my blinds, my vent over the stove, my cabinets, and my pantry. Kitchen two files, right there, 5 of them. I break them up into small sections rather than saying kitchen one with 10 files because it's less taxing on the brain and it makes whatever you have a large list to remember, it makes it seem shorter. No effort at all. And for my 2 bedrooms, and since I use them twice, I can't call bedroom one bedroom two because I'm using it twice, so I call it bedroom 1.5. And bedroom two, when I use it the second time, I call it 2.5. So originally it's bedroom one, I have my 5 files to it. And when I come back to that same bedroom, bedroom one, which is my first bedroom, I call it 1.5. That's how I separate them. That's how I keep things organized in my mind. It works, it works, it works. First and foremost, Come up with things that you know you can remember, things that are obvious to you. It could be body parts, your head, your nose, your chest. Just keep them in order. Make sure you remember them. Keep them in order. It could be somewhere in the city. I have things called city files. I live in Philadelphia. I start off with the northeast part. I do it in sections. The northeast part, Center City, um, South Philly, Southwest Philly, Yaden, West Philly, University City, the Art Museum, and I do it in order. I don't randomly pick them. I pick them in the order how they are, how they line up. Northern Liberty, you know what I mean? And that way I can stay organized, and then I can add things to it. So if someone said, um, Ashley, can you remind me, or can you tell me, or write down a list of, I'm gonna give you a list of things to write down, and I want you to remember and tell me these next week. It's 10 things. If they named like a photo album, an igloo, a cactus, a boat, a fire, a flag. I can associate them because immediately I'll write them down and then I'll figure out how I'm going to associate these to these city files. So right then and there is, Northeast Philly. It's not really a tourist area. It's places where people actually live. So if you live there, you go tour other places and you bring your photos back and you have them in the file. So when I think of Northeast, I think of the photo album because that's where people live and that's where they keep their pictures. Bam. After I wrote it down once and I associated, I only write them down to associate the files with, to associate the items that I need to remember with the files that I already have that I'm going to use over and over again. And throw away the paper, you got it because you created an image in your mind. And once you have that image created in your mind and associated to a certain place that you're familiar with or certain things that you're familiar with in a systematic order, you'll never forget it. Try it. And leave me feedback. Tell me how it works for you.